Hepinize merhaba arkadaşlar. Ben Caner Akbaba. Röportaj serimizin ikinci bölümündeyiz. Bugün çok önemli, çok özel bir konuğumuz var. Müslim Salikhov bizlerle. Kendisi UFC Macau kartında Song Kenan ile karşılaştı ve spinning wheel kick ile knockout galibiyetine ulaştı. Kafese girerken de Plevne Marşı ile kafese girmişti ve sosyal medyada çok büyük gündem oldu. Onunla alakalı birçok soru vardı. Ben de kendisine ulaştım koçu Abdurrahman Aydoğdu sayesinde ve bugün karşımda. Selamünaleyküm.
Walaikum assalam.
So, how are you? Let's start with the very beginning.
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. Everything is good.
So, you came from your fight with against Song Kenan with a very beautiful spinning wheel kick knockout. We know that you are very good at this technique. Would you like to talk about it a little bit? How are you really that good in this technique?
Yes, let's talk. I've just worked a lot on this kick, from young age. I work a lot on this. I was a fan of Kung Fu movies, Bruce Lee, like all this. Van Damme. I watch a lot these movies and always trying to do it. And one day my coach see that and say, this is not spinning back kick, spinning heel kick. It's not good. Let's work on this. If you like to do it, let's work. And after that, we start to work. After school, I did one more extra training, and we worked my special techniques.
Yeah, it was.
It was good. It was a good work for future.
Yeah,
Thanks
definitely.
to my coach.
Definitely, we can see that you're really one of the best. Because, as far as I know, there are only 15 spinning wheel kick knockouts, and 2 of them is from you.
Oh yes. Believe me, I can do more. I can do more.
You think so?
Yeah, like everyone expect this kick, because I did a lot. Everyone afraid it, and everyone like keep hands up. But now I have some new techniques, like tricks.
Yeah, tricks.
It's like tricks. I did the tricks to cover this kick and then just after throw.
So let's get back to the UFC Macau. You walk with the Plevne anthem. It's an anthem from the Ottoman times, and we were all shocked and we were all happy that you walk with Plevne anthem. How did you decide to do a walkout with a Plevne anthem?
Before I also walk out with the, Dizi, Ertugrul.
Ertugrul, yes.
Yeah, I did like all my walkouts with this music. It's also Turkish music, and also Kumuk Türk from Dağıstan. Dağıstan Kumuk Türkü. That's why I little bit introduce the Turkish people too. I like to do it.
Yeah,
and I know it's a big song for Turkey. That's why I did for all my friends. They like to hear this music before the fights. I respect them and all Turkish people. That's why I did it.
Yeah, so I was actually going to ask you about the being a Kumuk, because not a lot of people know about Kumuks in Turkey. How is it to be a Kumuk in Dagestan? How is your tradition? How is your culture, food? Is it really similar with Turkish? And also your language?
Yeah, it's very similar. We are like same people. We just Caucasian Turks. In Kafkas have a lot of Turk millets, a lot of people who speak Turkish. Like similar language, very similar. To be Kumuk in Dagestan, it's very good, I'm happy to be Kumuk. I'm introduce all my people in big events. Like they very happy and very proud. And I proud to be Kumuk Turk.
Yeah, that's definitely something to be proud of. So talking about Dagestan, so you grow up in Dagestan. You still live in Dagestan, right?
Yes, my family all in Dagestan. I train, I grow up, and I became a Sanda champion. I became MMA fighter in Dagestan. But last 2 years, I almost live, not every time, but I have too much camps. I have to travel. But more time I spent in Istanbul. I stay here with Abdurrahman. We train hard here in Zorhane gym. We did great work for my conditioning, and like we work on my special things. It's like one of my teams here. I'm so happy to be here. I like it so much. Istanbul is my favorite city now.
What about food? What do you eat in Istanbul?
So many good food in Istanbul. Everyone knows that Turkish food, one of the best in the world.
I agree.
And it's so similar to my food, to Kumuk food. really feel Istanbul like in home, like in Dagestan.
Of course, when we say Dagestan, we think about some people, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev, and all the other really good fighters from Dagestan. How is your relationship with them? Have you ever met with them, made some trainings?
Of course, when I am in Dagestan, I did training camps in Khabib gym. It's not Khabib gym, it's like called Abdul Manap Nurmagomedov School.
His father.
It's his father's name, yes. It's a big school, one of the like big best teams in the world, have a good system for preparing for the fighters. So one of the best places in the world for the sparring partners. If you fight in America, of course you have to go to America, but if you don't fight in America, in Europe or Asia, you can train in Dagestan. Like we have so good gym and good sparring partners for that. Like you don't need to go anywhere.
And also, you were studied in 5 directions of the world. It's one of the maybe the best schools for, let's say, combat sports.
Martial arts.
Yeah, let's say martial arts.
Yeah.
And I know that Zabit Magomed Sharipov was also studying there. Let's say not your style, but you also have like similar techniques with him. Have you ever worked with him?
He was my student when he was
really?
a kid. Yes.
Wow.
Not long time, just maybe like few months. I was like coaching 2 years, small kids, and not long time, just short time. I work with Zabit too. He was talented always. He very talented, you know, very good person. I'm sure he can be champion, but he make decision to stop the fight, and I respect this, you know, because he stopped because he a Muslim. He don't want to punch people to the face. One day, inshallah, I will stop too, but now I have to fight. We'll see, maybe soon I will stop, but now I don't want to do it. I still feel power in my hands, so I need to work.
Yeah, there are lots of more spinning wheel kicks we are waiting for from you. So
one more knockout to
one more knockout.
Make it 3 knockouts for UFC, and it's gonna be big history.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Inshallah.
So, as you mentioned, you actually started to do Wushu Sanda at the beginning, and then you transitioned it to MMA. How was that process?
The Sanda, it's one of the best martial arts for transition to MMA, because we have everything. We have wrestling, not wrestling, but takedowns. We have a good takedown defense. I mean, Sanda fighters, good striking, very like, you know, this striking not like Muay Thai. Like from the beginning to the end, Sanda fighters always keep speed, always speed. Very fast. You know, you have to be very fast if you want to be champion in Sanda. You have to be fast, and that's why it's so good for MMA. You just need to like prepare more for fight for the 5 minutes transition from 2 minutes to 5. This is like not easy, but if you work every day, you're gonna do it. No problem. It was not big problem to be MMA fighter, because I was completely like complete MMA fighter mode. Like I just need to work on my ground, and I start working. You know, I did a first MMA fight. You know how? I come to China for the K1 fight, and I think I will fight K1. You know, like always before. But then my friend come to me and say, "Hey, Muslim, you gonna fight MMA?" I say, "No, what do you mean? Why no? But I read on the poster that you will fight MMA." But I can't understand this in China. In Chinese, I see the poster, but I don't understand. Then like I call to my manager. He said, "Yes, I forget to tell you." I say, "You crazy, man." And it's okay, brother. He said, "It's okay, no worry. You can fight MMA too, no problem." I say, "Okay, of course I can." I was angry, you know. I was angry and say, "Of course I can fight. I can fight."
And did you win
and
the fight?
I take the fight. I win the fight by knockout. I broke his hand and knock him out. You know, and after that, I did one more fight, MMA, and then I get one more fight in Beirut, in Lebanon, with one American guy. he was a grappler. I don't know about grappling, nothing, you know. I was zero. I was just striking, like takedown defense. And he put me down just one time, and then like fight was over because he choked me out. So easy. I don't know what happened there. Like on the ground, it was different world. And after that, after this fight, I understand I have to work. Like if I want to be an MMA fighter, I have to work on my ground game. So then I start work hard.
When you started to work on your ground game, who was your coaches that you worked with? And did you work on Dagestan?
Yeah, I work. Of course, it's the best place for wrestling and
That's why
ground.
I asked.
Like for the grappling. Of course, I work there. I have a wrestling coach. He still work with me when I'm in Dagestan. Hamzat Gajuliyev. He's a Russian champion in wrestling. Like one of the best guy in his age. And then like he stopped because he have injuries. And he just helped me to make me better wrestler. Now I have a good defense, and I work with the Dagestani grapplers. Like we have so many different gyms. Now I train with Agat team right now. Also one of the best teams. So many guys, they help me a lot to make me feeling better on the ground. Yes. Now I feel like comfortable. I don't have anything. I don't have a stress when someone get me down.
So you had a really good career before UFC actually, and when did you have the very first call from the UFC?
Like to be honest, they look at me when I was just K1 fighter. They know about me. My friend and also his manager after he was managing me in China. He talked with the UFC Joe Silva. He was a matchmaker. He talked about me. He said, yes, this is phenomenal striker. We know him, but we have to see his MMA fights. For that time, I don't have a MMA fights, just K1 and Sanda. He showed me this like emails. Look, Joe Silva talk about you, and that's why I start to fight. Like we start the work seriously. Like then I take it like. I understand I can be a UFC fighter. We work and start work more harder like, for that. Because like in beginning, I'm not believing like Jalil tell me. Jalil, he was like, this is my friend from China. He's Dagestani. He long time live in China, still live in China. And he helped me to get fights and like, you know, he was like a manager. And he tell me, hey, you have to be MMA fighter. I say, hey, you are joking, man. Don't say this. Like I'm Sanda fighter, I'm striker. How I can be MMA fighter? Like of course maybe I can fight any like some MMA fights, but not UFC. UFC is like different level, like highest level in this game. He say no, easy. You can be like, and then like I see what Joe Silva says. Like then I start to believe in that.
And when we talk about the UFC, your UFC process, what do you think that was the toughest match that you ever had?
In UFC, yeah, all fighters are tough, you know. One of the toughest maybe was Francisco Trinaldo. This guy, he was old, 43 years old, but he punching like heavyweight, you know. He punched me to my chest. I feel like something broke, you know. And he poked me to the eye. Like so bad, like all finger he poked to my eye. I think I'm gonna like I not will see with this eye, like right eye. I go to the hospital. They keep me like after that maybe 3-4 hours. This fight was really tough, you know. We did all 3 rounds. I was in good shape. Was like what helped me to win this guy. Like he really tough guy. But all UFC fights is tough. But I think more toughest fight it was in Sanda.
Sanda?
Yeah. I did 5 rounds with the heavyweight guy. It was the 8-man tournament. I fight with heavyweight. I was 80 kilos. He was a Muay Thai world champion, Steve McKinnon from Australia. We fight Sanda, but it was like Sanda, like 5 rounds. It's professional Sanda with takedown, elbows, knees, you know, very like almost MMA.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, and
Yeah, this was a really tough fight, you know. He punched me, I punched him, like all 5 rounds, like it was like war.
Yeah, it's also like yeah, Sunday is something really hard to do in my opinion. And when you see the fights, it's like really crazy because of all the techniques. It's really good for you that you had a really good Sanda career, in my opinion. And do you think your easiest fight was against Song Kenan, or did you have any easiest fight?
No. Song not was easy fight. He was, believe me, he was like in very good shape. You know how much was his weight before fight?
I don't know.
He was like 95 kilos. He was like really big, really strong. I was just 86 kilos. And I was happy that I get 9 kilos. It's good. After weight cut, it's good 9 kilos. But this guy get 20 kilos. He was big.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
When he hold me, I feel he was really strong. I just Allah'tım. Anlayayım mısın?
Yeah.
Ben onu Allah'tım. Like
Doğru.
I did some tricks, and after that I throw this kick. I just cover my kick. Before that I kick him. He trying to defend his stomach.
Stomach.
He think that I will kick to the stomach, and then I punch him to the face.
Yeah,
not punch, kick him to the face.
Good vision.
Yes.
And so let's talk about a little bit your camps. Maybe we can talk about the Song Kenan camp. Do you make your trainings in Istanbul mostly?
No, I'm training here in Istanbul. I'm training like work on my conditioning, on my technique here. But when I have 2 months before fight, I go to America. I did a sparrings there. Before 2 months, I go to Denver, train there, and then come back to Istanbul. And from Istanbul, we go to Macau. Why I go to Denver? In general, like Denver have a lot of sparring partners, good sparring partners. MMA, like UFC fighters.
Could you give some names that you made sparring with?
Neil Magny, Basil also UFC fighter. Like many good LFA champions, good fighters. I did with the very good guys, did good sparrings, and they pushed me hard. That's why I go to America, because it's like I can punch. I don't want to do sparring with my friends, I can punch them.
And also, I really wondered, have you ever had an injury, maybe before the fight or after the fight, and how was that process?
Of course, like always, we have injuries after every fight.
Yeah, I mean, like big injuries, let's say. That's something that makes you to not fight for a long time.
No, alhamdulillah, I don't have big injuries. I'm still healthy. Allah protect me from the big things. I just get some injuries. Right now, after this fight, I don't have any injuries. Alhamdulillah, I can get back to the work soon. Like maybe 2 weeks, I will rest and then work.
Yeah, so after 2 weeks, you will start to do another camp, or just like training?
It's like, prepare for the camp, Preparing my conditions, like for everything. I like to come for the camp in good shape. It's better. When you come in bad shape, you just come for the fight like 70%. When you come in good shape for the camp, then you come in 100,
And what do you think it's next for you?
I don't know. I ask UFC to make fight with the Wonder Boy Thompson.
Oh.
Yes. I call him out. We'll see. Maybe they will make it, but I know he have a fight with the MVP. But MVP for him, easy fight. I think he gonna win. And then we'll see. Maybe I will fight with him.
And what do you think, how is your division at the moment? The champion, or like, do you see any guys who can be champion in the future? What do you think about the division?
I think welterweight division, it's one of the toughest divisions. So many good fighters, big stars, big names. Right now, it's like champion Belal Muhammad, but he's injured still. Shavkat Rahmanov, they will fight for his young Gary for the title. I don't know. They will fight for the title or just like contender?
They will just fight. Shavkat asked for interim title fight, but Dana White didn't give it because Belal Muhammad will come back soon.
Yes. So, like these two guys also good fighters. I think Shavkat will win this fight, and then they will fight with Belal Muhammad for sure.
What do you think the chance of Belal winning against Shavkat? Because Shavkat has 100% finishing rate, unbeaten, and he's a really good guy. What do you think between Belal and Shavkat?
I don't know about between Belal and Shavkat because Belal always have a good plan for the fight. He's so smart. Shavkat is a beast. He always trying to finish the fights, but Belal very smart. Very smart. It's a 50-50. If Shavkat not will finish him first rounds, then I think this guy very good. Will be very good. Like he's wrestling good. He's striking. Like he always do something special. He always have some secrets for the fight. So he gonna be ready. It's not easy fight for the Shavkat. For both of them, it's not easy fight. It's gonna be good battle.
Yeah, I also agree with you because also when it comes to Shavkat, we don't really know about his condition because he didn't have any 5-round fights before.
I'm sure he ready for 5 rounds. He trained hard and he ready. He comes for the fights and ready for 3 rounds. He preparing for 3 rounds, for 5 rounds. So I think it's not problem. This guy worked hard, not only because he finished the fights. He have discipline. He have a good team. So this is not problem for him.
Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about Turkey. When it comes to Turkey, we have one Turkish fighter, Ibo Aslan, fighting on light heavyweight. Have you ever watched him fighting? What do you think about him? What do you see his future?
I see his last fight. Before I didn't see his fights. I see his last fight in Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
A good finish, very fast. He goes to 100% and finish the guy. Good fighter, very good fighter. He have a good future.
So we know that you also mentioned you work in Istanbul. Do you think that MMA can get better in Turkey? Do you think we can have more MMA fighters from Turkey?
First of all, we need professional coaches who understand different with the MMA grappling and normal grappling. Normal grappling is not for MMA.
Mm-hmm.
MMA grappling, it's a different thing. Also, MMA striking, it's not like normal boxing. It's different thing. So right now in Turkey, kickboxers, wrestlers, boxers, but don't have MMA coaches.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I see. When you have a complete MMA coaches who can understand everything, all this part, then gonna be good generation in MMA too.
Yeah, I hope.
Right now, you just have Ibo Aslan. He trained outside of Turkey. All these guys work outside of Turkey,
Yeah.
and they good. So you have a good material, good heart, spirit. You just need to do right things. This is what I think we need to do.
So Leslie, I saw that you had a photo that you had a Trabzonspor jersey on you. So are you
Trabzonspor champion?
Champion. So you're a big fan of Trabzonspor. Do you follow football?
All my friends from Trabzon, I mean here in Turkey, all my big brothers support for this team. I'm also support for this team too.
Yeah. Do you also speak a little bit with the Trabzon accent actually, from Black Sea accent when you speak Turkish?
Ben Trabzonluman, Yomralı.
Yomralı. Peki Trabzon yemeklerini seviyor musun Trabzon'un?
Trabzon pideni çok seviyorum. Etli.
Etli?
Çok güzel. Çok seviyorum.
Okay, so Leslie, maybe would you like to say something in Turkish to all your fans from Turkey?
Selamünaleyküm Türk arkadaşlarım. Ben sizin çok seviyorum. Herkesini görüyorum. Tebrikler ediyorsunuz. Teşekkürler kardeşlerim.
Yeah.
İnşallah I will do more things for the Turkey.
İnşallah,
For the,
inşallah.
with the, in future. In future.
So
For Turkey
Müslüm,
and Dagestan.
so Müslüm Salikhov, thank you once again for accepting this interview. I'm really appreciated to make this interview with you, and hopefully in future we will see more wins from you, and maybe
One
inshallah.
more spinning back kick. One more
Yeah,
spinning back kick.
that's a
İnşallah.
promise. That's a
Yeah,
promise.
yeah, yeah. Minimum one more time.
Yeah, thank you once again.
Teşekkür ederim.
Arkadaşlar videoyu izlediğiniz için teşekkür ederiz. Müslüm Salikhov konuğumuzdu. Sonraki videolarda, röportajlarda görüşmek üzere.